My husband, you are an introvert.
I'm not.
I'm an extrovert, you're an introvert.
It's not binary case.
No,
It's not.
I'm an extrovert. Introvert is someone that is calm, quiet. Extrovert is someone that's what you've just described. So are you an extrovert? Anyway, to be honest, we can't be arguing about things like this. He is an introvert. I'm
I'm
an
not.
extrovert. Okay, whatever. And the thing is, when it comes to, we're talking about
Yeah.
practicalities
Mhm,
in marriage, and
mhm.
you know, sometimes it's easy to talk based on butterflies in your tummy, but when it comes to the nitty-gritty of it, how do we deal with it? So, what do you love about me that I do that you think these are the things that you really, really love about me.
Yeah. I think you kind of love me so much. I know that because at times when we have our usual debates,
What debate?
usual debates,
Argument.
it can be anything.
Okay.
When we have our usual debates, I mean, and at times it can get a bit heated. I because as I've said, I mean, I'm the deep thinker. I get things off my chest so easily. And I know at times too, I must have done some certain things which they're not too good. And I mean, you find it within your heart to kind of say, okay, no, my darling husband, I forgive you. Many instances like that. Even though I don't think I don't think I've done anything bad anyway.
Ah,
Yeah, but then
you don't think you've done anything.
and then hang on, and then
Okay, maybe we should. Okay, that
yes,
I'm trying to be calm.
exactly. That's what
And
you're
of
doing.
course, we can't be upset in front of you.
That's what you're doing.
So I'll put a
Okay,
smile on my face
exactly.
and
Mhm. So,
because it's when we have the argument, it's
mhm,
because you're wrong. It's not because you're not saying sorry or something because I am the wrong. It's because no, practically, it's because sometimes, my husband will apologize because he said he wants to make peace. And sometimes that's a sign of saying you are wrong and you're very stubborn, and I just want to apologize to make peace. But that's wrong as well. I think that's a bit patronizing, but it's okay.
okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just a simple debate. I mean,
Okay.
that's what is called a debate. Your point of view is even from my own point of view.
Okay,
Okay.
that's fine. We're talking
Exactly.
about what you, so
Exactly.
thank you. It's about what you love about me.
Exactly.
And is there any other point? And then I would
Yeah, and another point again is this. I mean, you take care of the family, you make sure I'm perfectly okay. You inconvenience yourself most of the time.
mhm.
I mean, to make sure that I mean I'm perfectly okay. For example, now I can be in bed and I will inconvenience and say, look, babes, I need this, I need that, and then you inconvenience yourself, getting me something to eat, late at night, getting me something to drink, making sure I'm comfortable,
Mhm.
you know. So
Small one. Okay.
yeah, I appreciate that a lot. Exactly.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay. Then
Yeah, and then another thing again is which I appreciate you for is the ability, and this is again, I believe that you love me so much, is that you don't talk about me outside. You kind of, in fact, you don't even talk about the family outside. Since the time we've been married, I mean, I don't think anybody knows. I mean, anytime we have issues and so on, it doesn't go outside. There are no third parties. It's just between both of us, right? And for that, I actually appreciate you for. You don't talk about your family. That's
thank
it.
you. Based on that point, I think, it's I think earlier on in my marriage, I learned that, especially, and what my husband is trying to say is that sometimes you don't really share your thoughts with people that don't care. I think sometimes we get confused. The people that we share with our issues with, they don't really care about you or your marriage. They actually want that marriage to break. So when you talk to them about your issues that you're facing, they would actually add issues to it. So when we these are the kind of gathering we actually gear ourselves towards, like from Dr. and Mrs. Olawale, people that we know we can trust. So when we have issues, we can speak to them. So when my husband is saying I don't talk about our issues outside, it's not that we're discussing our fight. I don't talk about our finances, for example. There are times that we go through, or when we've been through hell, financially, or I don't share it. And looking back now, I think is a blessing in disguise, because those friends that I could have shared with would laugh at us now. Because when you stand, they'll be like, what? Why are they happy? We actually know that, they don't have anything, or they're struggling. So, looking back after all of that, I realized that it's only God has helped us that far to have that wisdom, not to share as much about, our home, about our issues, especially to common friends. Some you have your common people that are just around you. You have to be very careful. And I think that's been a blessing. And again, I will share my own practical. He shared his own practical stuff that he loves about me. Practical stuff, what you do that I love. You support me a lot. My husband is like my support system, my cheerleader, and we're not just saying this because we're sitting in front of you to make things up. No, it's just as he is.
People who know. Yeah.
Yes. My husband supports me, in a lot of ways, So I remember days of catering that we do. My husband will carry stuff, on the head. My husband will help me make pounded yam. We're catering for stuff, and he's heated, and we're trying to do things. He's the one driving the van. He's the one carrying the stuff from years back. My husband's been consistent and supportive. So as a woman, I don't see how I would not support him in return. So yeah, thank you for that. And also, with the kids and all that. I hate teaching. I hate teaching kids. It really frustrates me. But my husband is a teacher. So since, younger days, he's a math, physics, he studied physics. If they give me a choice, to be honest, I wouldn't really study. I'm like, just go, 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 so he's the one that will sit with the children, even up till now, talking about, I'll listen in, I know what's going on, but, he's that strong one that will take on, anything with their education and, advising them about their work. It's amazing to see that he's very knowledgeable in all their courses in uni. I'm like, how does he even know that? But so that's helpful. A little bit of, I don't want to call it negative, but well.
Okay, say your negative one, then I will also say my negative one.
Okay, yeah. Well, yeah, but it's not a competition.
I know, it's not a competition, exactly. Yeah. Just say your one first.
It's not a competition.
Because I have to counter it.
Okay, whatever. So the point is, this is this major, major is top of my list, right? So I lead a bit of a busy life. So I'm very fixated with my routine. So for example, I wake up very early and I want to go to the gym very early. So which means I have to sleep a bit early. I sleep around maybe 10. Then my husband wakes me up around 2 a.m. Excuse me. And when I say wake me up, it's not like you're waking someone up to talk or anything. You're just feeling hand all over your body, like, and I'm like, you know what I mean? It's so annoying. No, like, you don't understand. And then I'll be like, please stop. The reason is because it's not just a cuddle. You cannot just cuddle and sleep. You're actually running. It's almost like you're scratching me. Is your sorry, I'm not.
Okay, fine.
Sure,
go on.
And he doesn't listen, And I'll be like, can I just sleep? And then you'll be like, oh, there's no time. We don't have time together. I'm like, please correct me if I'm wrong, because that was a big deal.
Okay.
And he actually, and then he'll be like, okay, so where's the time? We have timetable. I said, well, if you have to have timetable, because honestly, I have to sleep. And I sleep, and then on the days I don't go to the gym, you know that then, of course, I won't go to bed early. Then calculate that day, and use that day to do what you want to do. I understand.
Are you done now?
I understand I have to move.
Are you done now?
But I'm not made of.
Are you done?
I'm not made of brick. I get tired as well.
Are you done now?
So no, I'm not.
Okay, fine.
So anyway, it's to this, and then the other day it was like, oh, well, this is. I said, but I just want to cuddle. I said, normal people, when you put your head on someone's chest, they sleep. We go to sleep. You don't go to sleep. So what's the problem? How do we deal with that? Almost every single day. It's not possible. Well,
fine.
I have this.
Okay.
On top of my list, one of them.
Okay.
I have other ones.
Okay, fine. Thank you, everyone. At least you've heard that now. I mean, there are always two sides to a story. In fact, three sides: the right side, the wrong side, and the truth. And what happened is, my wife, yes, I agreed, she lives a kind of busy life, and so is everyone else. And most of the time, I work because I'm an engineer. At times, I work late at night. I work on my bed and I work late at night. I won't sleep until around 4 or something. So, but then there are times too, and in fact, most times, because my wife is so busy, she's busy throughout the whole day, right? So you can't talk to her throughout the whole day.
What do you mean you can't?
Because you are busy. Hang on. My wife is a businesswoman. She runs so many businesses. So you can't talk to her throughout the whole day, right? And then when she gets on the bed, she takes her phone again.
Oh.
Every time, whether it's a meeting or whatever. And then if she doesn't do that, she will start praying again and so on. So there's even no time. The fact is, you want to talk to her. Oh, sorry, I'm in a meeting. After that again, oh, sorry, I need to pray. Oh, after that again, oh, it's
challenge. What we are doing is challenge. It's just temporary.
And God. Then, oh, hallelujah challenge. Oh, Jerry, oh, this. And then by the time you say, oh, so there's just no time to do anything. So the only free time is around 2 a.m. I say, okay, come, let's talk. And then anyway, let's talk at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. That's the only free time. So I mean, I recognize, everybody's busy. I'm busy too. You are busy too.
Yeah, no, but
the gym. I go to the gym.
Yes, but what we're talking about is, trying to understand, because I think when it comes to the question and answer, people, Dr. Lawale, they will enlighten us on the fact that if you don't let me sleep, I'll have a headache in the morning. I need to sleep. So, okay, let's move on.
Let's move on. Let's move on.
Let's move on, because we're going to round up very soon.
Okay.
I think I can say one more about practical stuff that I really don't like.
Okay.
That my husband does. I mean, I'd like to be structured.
Okay.
So I like to maybe, if we're doing something, maybe say, okay, maybe have a program or a theme or something. I'm like that. I'm fixated. Is it that you don't like that? Because we had an issue where being structured was an issue, and also in terms of love for things, I like good things. My husband, I like nice looking cars, but my husband likes ugly cars.
Okay, fine. Are you done now?
No.
Okay, cool.
So that's been an issue, because when you know someone and we're saying, okay, we want to buy a car, and you're purposely insisting that we buy a ugly car, and I will be the one driving that car most of the time. I think that's not fair in a marriage.
Okay.
I don't think that's fair. And it's not like the car is actually really, really ugly. It's not palatable. It's not even, you can't relate to it. But you are looking, okay, it has to be practical. Is it economical?
Okay.
How do you deal with all of those?
Now,
these are the things that actually cause big issues between us.
As a man, because we've been through a lot, there are some certain, I have a fundamental principle, especially as related to finance. And that is, God forbid, if anything happens, I tell my wife, if anything happens financially, if anything happens financially that is not too palatable to us, I believe people will not ask and say, really, what happened? What they're going to ask her is, what is your husband doing about it? Or what has your husband done about it? Right? So I think a lot. I have a 5-year plan, 10-year plan, right, of financial stability. Yes. So that's who I am,
And
right? Exactly. No, hang on. That's who I am, right? I believe. I mean, 5 years time we should be stable. 10 years time we should be stable. So my thinking, right, based on this kind of thinking, right, it has shaped my way of doing things. Now, if you look about cars, for example, now, I believe in form. Sorry, I believe in factor over form. In other words, what a car, for example, is moving from A to B. Why should I hang on? Why should I be spending X amount of money that I can invest somewhere else on a car, right? And the car, and I have another car again, which can do the same thing, right? If a car is ugly, there's no car that is ugly. And
there is
no.
Most
cars are quite good. I mean, most cars are quite good, especially when they're brand new. They are good, right? They are good. As long as they are brand new, they are good, right? So I'm praying, I say, okay, fine, babes, by the grace of God, once God moves us to another level of financial independence, right? Then this type of car, for example, that you want to buy, then we can buy it.
Is it when I'm like 70 or 80?
Hang on. I'm just,
you know what I mean.
Hang on. That's one of the things in life, right? You move on. By the grace of God, we used to fly the economy, remember? Yes. So, but things have, I mean, we've started to move on now, right?
But what I'm saying is, and this is where, let's see, in terms of our topic, what about, this is where equality and decision making comes in.
Yeah.
Why? Okay, maybe these are things that we'll discuss that we need, because these are practical issues that really, it annoys me and it bothers me, and it leads to issues, Okay. So again, sorry, we'll move on from that. Because to be honest, all these little things that we're talking about, we can't agree on them. Up until now, we've not been able to buy a car. And the truth about it is that car that I am using now, I'm sure it will break down on me before you decide that, because we can't agree.
Sorry, the car that I'm using now will not break down on you. I service this car twice a year. Okay.
Film is coming.
No. I service the car twice a year. In the UK here, people service their car once a year. I service the car twice a year. I make sure that you're comfortable. The car has everything.
Okay.
Okay.